Hello there, welcome to Echo News, where we give you information concerning African countries. Today we are centering on Nigeria. My name is Shegun Johnson. Before I am challenged and accused of not giving a load of greetings to all the women all over the world, we have chosen one of us to do that. And it's my pleasure to ask Sir George Chuku, all the way from Toronto, Canada, the man whom the ladies will want to say it. Sir George, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Dr. Shegun Johnson, and good morning, viewers from around the world. And especially today, being the Women's Day, I say good morning around the world, good day around the world, and good evening around the world to all the women. We are celebrating International Women's Day today, March 8th. On behalf of Shegun, Story News, and all the panelists, we are wishing all the women in the world a happy Women's Day. May you enjoy your day today. May the Lord also help you and grace you and beautify you more and more. And we thank you all for being there for us, for having given birth to us, nurtured us even up until this point. Without you, I will not be here and none of us will be here today. So happy Women's Day. We celebrate you today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir George. I told you that you know how to do it better than me. I wonder how many ladies will be blushing out there. I'm so grateful for having you here. So let's greet the lady in our midst, Bidi Nana from Lagos. Happy Women's International Day. What have you to tell us?
Thank you very much, Dr. Shegu. Thank you, Sir George, and thank you for everyone in the studio for remembering women all over the world. Actually, today is our day, and we appreciate you from Schengen Media globally, recognizing women. We appreciate you. Every woman around the world, they are celebrating today. They appreciate it. And my word to every woman out there, I know it's not been easy. Being a woman, it's not easy, certainly. More especially being an African woman, it's not an easy thing. Be strong. Keep it up. Don't give up. Don't allow the world to break you. We love you all from Schengen Media. Happy Women's International Day.
Bidi, I wish we can give you 1 hour to do that because I know you will have something good to inform the women out there. Okay, let's hear from Abuja. We have our man, Dr. Sita, a renowned academic and proprietor of an open university in Africa. Dr. Sita Nemeka, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Dr. George, and happy Women's Day to the women's folk all over the world. Thank you.
Mark is in Milan and is our anchorman. Mark in Milan, you're welcome to the program.
I'm enjoying the Women's Day already here. I'm taking a lady out tonight on a date.
She should take you out, isn't he? I don't know how it works, you know. What do I know? What do I know? It's great to be here, but we have serious discussions on our hands. And the three major political parties in Nigeria have taken INEC and APC to the courts. They refuse to accept the results that was announced by INEC, presenting Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president-elect of Nigeria. They have various grounds, but let's hear what exactly PDP is saying. PDP had a protest rally. It was peaceful. Thousands were there. And Atiku said he might even be doing it every day if care is not taken. PDP is taking this thing seriously. Labour said everybody should be calm and that they're going to get their mandates back. But let's hear massive Mark in Milan. Mark in Milan, you've been following the PDP protest. Tell us more.
Yes, the PDP protest is going on. PDP national leadership on Monday led a black uniform protest. They call it black uniform. to the national headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Abuja, to protest the outcome of the February 25th election. The flag bearer, that's Atiku Abubakar, and the chairman, Iyocha Ayu, the vice president candidates, Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State, were all in that protest, and they had one voice. They said they are standing for fair election. They said they are standing for justice, and a lot of chants were going on. It was a large crowd of their PDP followers right there in Abuja. So that's what we saw on Monday. And like you said, the man Atiku said he might probably be doing this all through the month. So
okay,
we don't know.
We have a Dr. Sita on the ground in Abuja. Dr. Sita, how did it go yesterday?
Monday, Dr. Johnson. Yesterday was the day after, quieter, but the issue at stake is that out of impunity, nobody is looking at why they are protesting. INEC is not reacting. The security agents they are not reacting, but PDP is strong about this. The reason being that they said that their flag bearer has been vying for presidency like forever. That they had told him that this was his turn. So he didn't, he didn't quite say it himself, but his people are saying that after having done it 6 times, that this is the time for him to come into Abuja, not as vice president, not as party loyalist, not as man from Adamawa, but as the president of the country. And the man himself, Atiku himself, believes that, and he's saying that he's going to go all the way with this protest. The good thing about it too is that Nigerians have become so knowledgeable now. People who are in the PDP camp are counting reasons. Meanwhile, other party members, other parties like LP are strategizing. One thing is very unfair. The man who was given the certificate as president-elect is going all over the place too, showing off certificates. And people are asking him, if you love certificate this much, why didn't you show us your primary school certificate? Why didn't you show us this? And the people, yes, you are not showing us any other thing. It's just this one of yesterday that you carry over your head. You've traveled all over Nigeria to the Obas, to the president and to the state governors, showing them a return. What do you call that? What do you call that certificate?
Certificate of return. Certificate of return.
Certificate of return. God bless you, sir. So with the protest, people are also seeing that the new Nigeria is here, because for some of them, they said they don't see Tinubu being president.
All right, thank you very much. I think you are. Excuse me. You've made something very clear. I heard Dino Melai said they have spent 400 billion naira, and you have just said that Atiku as well has this entitlement mentality. Sir George,
after 6 times,
after 6 times, and besides, he was deemed to be put there because he's from the north, and the north will not like the power to shift from the north. So, Sir George, with this entitlement mentality to the nation's highest office, is that the way we've been running this place, and that's why we're not developed?
Exactly. For the very first time in Nigeria, the people of Nigeria were being educated in the importance of their, the voting rights. They were being educated politically on what true politics is all about, the ability to govern a nation and how to do it. So all these phases of a Milakon is my turn, or maybe I have vied for it 27 times, and that's the reason why I should be given the opportunity to rule a nation. When you have not shown the capability or the ability or telling us what you're going to do and how to do it, This is exactly the reason why the nation has been stagnated, the reason the nation has never grown. The nation is just, making a motion with no progress, going on a road to no destination. That's exactly what has been happening. So finally now the populace are being on, and then the problem we have, the people like Atiku coming out to say, or telling people to say, this is, the reason why I should be the next person, because I've been vying for the presidency. Therefore, you should give it to me. That's not what politics is all about. That's not the way they play politics around the world in developed countries. Show
No.
us what you can do for us. Show us
Yes.
the example of what you have done in the past. And that is the reason why we can give you this mandate and send you there to replicate what you have already done. Don't tell me because you vie for the presidency 10 times, that's why I should give it to you. What has Buhari, who vied for presidency so many years, what has he achieved when it was given to him?
Yeah.
That's what the nation is looking at.
I think
Not
we have
coming to tell me. Not coming to tell me because I've vied for it for 100 million years, therefore I should give it to you. That's not a good reason enough.
We have to erase that mentality in Nigeria, this entitlement mentality, when even the person is not capable of doing it. Bidi, your state, Lagos State, is the first to receive the INEC president-elect, and he went straight to the Oba of Lagos, showing his certificate, brandishing it. Why is Lagos State the first place that will be visited?
Have you forgotten that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a city boy?
Okay.
And have you forgotten that he built Lagos, according to some people? So a lot of people assume, or him assume, that Lagos is his state. So
Okay.
it is normal that he first goes to his state and show off his certificate. And one thing we should understand is that this certificate is something Bola Ahmed Tinubu has built half of his life. He didn't start pursuing to be the president of Nigeria today. It's not what he started pursuing overnight. It's something that he has built over the years. So for him to achieve it, or for him to even clinch at it, it's a big lifetime achievement for him and for other people around
Yeah,
him.
but the Lagos
You
State
understand?
people did not vote for him. At least
Excuse,
majority of them.
now, excuse me, I'm coming somewhere. So this is
Oh,
what
okay.
he has spent half of his lifetime achieving. Now, Lagos State is one of the states. If you're talking about losing, he lose totally from Lagos. So coming to Lagos to show them is to show them, like, I don't need you to become the president of Nigeria. Your vote or your without vote, I'm still the president of Nigeria. So link your wound. So it's part of
Okay.
why Lagos State was the first state he chose to go. It's not as if he's coming to flaunt it. You did not vote for me, still I become the president of. He said it in his speech. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a very proud human being. He said it. Even
But
if you did not vote
could
for
it
him,
be that if we should lose the Lagos State government to another party, it will be devastating because he has lost federal capital Abuja. The senator in Abuja is from Labour Party. So if he should lose the government, or could it be he has come to rally round that my presence will do something? Do you think that way in Lagos?
it's not about if he will lose. He already devastated. But there's one attitude we have in this part of the world is accepting the reality. He has lost it already, and even the coming one, he has lost it. If you look at what is happening in Lagos today, there is a tribal war in Lagos going on. As I speak with you now, they just burnt a market, a spare parts market in a Kirikiri Olode Apapa area this morning. They burnt a lot of shops, a lot of goods. They burnt it. That is aside from the house to house. They've been beating people, killing people, destroying people's property. They now went to Olodi Apapa spare parts market this morning, and they burnt. I came earlier. I would have sent the footage to you. So what are they doing? So what they have devised doing in Lagos State now is using the politics of force and tribal That's what they are doing
And
in Lagos.
threats.
Now, my
Okay, let
question
me ask
is
you a
this.
question. Will this push people out in Lagos to now vote according to their conscience rather than according to the pressure they're putting on them?
Of course, if people are reasoning properly, you should actually push them to the streets and vote according to their choice. Because what they are trying to do is to intimidate people, humiliate people, so that they don't come out to vote. They are using what they are doing now is they're using fear. They are doing the politics of fear, putting fear in people, so that they will not come and vote. Now, what another person will say, if these people can have the go to come and burn our houses, burn our shops, what is going to happen in the election day? So if people have sense, more especially the Igbos, I'm sorry I have to say this. You can't want people to vote for you and you're intimidating them, you're humiliating them, you're destroying their source of livelihood. And in return, you expect them to vote for you. It does not work that way. Now, my word is to Igbos in Lagos. If you people are brainy, if you people have sense, the first thing you people should do to yourself is not to vote for APC government. Yes, I'm saying it, and my name is Bidin Nana. Is not to vote for them because it can't keep destroying people's livelihood. It can't keep intimidating people. Do you understand? Then in return, you expect them to vote for you. It does not work that way.
Okay, let's ask Dr. Godwin Ibe from Moscow, Russia. You are welcome to the program, Doctor.
Thank you for having me. I believe you must have noticed my background is different from the usual Wednesday. Today is Women's Day in Russia. So I want to use the opportunity, of course, thank you all and to wish all women a happy Women's Day. Like I said, women are the true circle of life because they have the ability to create life, to nurture and to develop life. And without them, of course, our world will be incomplete. So I wish them a happy Women's Day.
Oh, what a wonderful man you are. We have, yes, we have asked Sir George from Toronto to do that on our behalf, but we receive it from you too, especially when the most beautiful woman is from Russia today. So that's something, yes, that's something to celebrate. Uh, on the Nigerian note, you had a bidding Nana, very passionate. Destroying Igbo wares and intimidating them. On the other hand, Sanwo-Olu was moving around, especially to the 58 markets owned by the Igbo people in Lagos, saying that I will treat the Igbo traders well. How do you balance this thing, Dr. Ibe?
Um, Focusing on the smoke, can distract you from the fire,
Oh,
where the
come on,
fire
tell me
is.
something I don't know, doctor.
There's a popular saying that I will edit it a little bit because what it actually says, it doesn't matter who votes, but it matters who counts the vote. I'll edit it a little bit. I'll say while it's important to vote, it's more important the electoral process. If the BVAS has failed in this presidential election, what is the guarantee for the governorship election? What is the guarantee? We have to.
Well, let me quickly tell you one guarantee that the parties are doing. They've gone to the Federal High Court insisting that the court should inform INEC must upload. That's one thing they have asked the courts to do on their behalf, which should not be, but they had to go there because of what you've
Excuse
just
me,
said.
Dr. Shegu. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You asked Dr. Ibe a different question, and you people have not answered it, and you're going to another question. You asked him about what I said. So let me tell you, sorry, I have to sound this way. Now, yes, I know we need to be diplomatic, but in being diplomatic, there is a need for us to always say the truth and say things the way it is.
Okay. Dr. Ibe, you had BD again.
Yes, of course, of
It's
course.
Women's Day, so I'm giving it to her. It's the
Yes,
Women's Day.
yes, yes. Of course, I would not mind giving her my time if she wants. Uh, it's your day. But okay. Like I said, it's important the electoral process. We have to get that right, and also, you spoke about the case being taken to the court. Is it not the same court who asked for Nnamdi Kanu to be released? Is he on the street now? Yeah, no, no. Okay, so we understand how the system really works in Nigeria, and
How about the
I want,
intimidation of the Igbos in Lagos? How do
Dr.
you
yeah,
see
Ibe,
the
it?
maybe you
intimidation.
didn't hear me very well. No, it's not just you didn't hear me. Let me explain to what I
No,
said. I said
it's coming there. He's
there's
a
attack
gentleman.
on
He's a
it.
doctor. He's a
Oh,
medical
it's okay,
doctor. He's
no
taking
problem.
it
Sorry.
little by
I'm
little.
sorry. Forgive
Yeah.
me. It's okay, no problem.
Okay, doctor, go on.
Now about intimidation.
Mm,
Yes, it's clear that there'll be intimidation. There is, not there will be, there is intimidation
mm,
of the Igbos and also many other tribes, but mostly the Igbos. There's intimidation of almost anybody who doesn't toe the Agbero line, right?
mm.
Let me put it this way: we know the people who are executors of the threat. It's not just enough to make. It's not the kind of threat you make on Facebook and or comment. You know, there are people who actually execute this threat and make it this threat a reality. Yes, I condemn all forms of violence in both in campaign and electoral process, but it is clear that Lagos, um, despite how if we assume that the whether we assume the election was rigged or not rigged, it is clear that Lagos State voted for Labour Party, and we can see that some of these threats, if I get it right, are directed to supporters of the Labour Party as alleged. So it means that it's a aggressive minority which is attacking the majority in terms of the electoral process. Of course, I condemn all form of violence, and I believe that while we focus on the manifestos of the candidates, we also have to focus on the electoral process and if where we can get the government, the authorities, the DSS, everyone to obey court orders, because we also want that when the order is finally released, that is followed. And we also want that the lives of the judges who decide to make a judgment based on truth, equity, justice, that their lives are not threatened or that of their families. So these
Okay.
are things you should look at before which are all part of the situation.
All right. Sir George in Toronto, I'm appalled that this governorship election in Lagos State is now boiling down to Igbo versus certain Agbero Yorubas, because that's not the issue. The issue is about who will take Lagos to the next level without kleptocracy, with development, with knowledge, with love. That is the issue. But why suddenly some people have gone to make it boil down to Igbo versus the owners of Lagos, and that's what I'm seeing, and that's not the issue, Sir George.
I'm not quite sure what the motivation behind all of this is. If Igbos are in Lagos, they are considered visitors, though they've been there for many years, though the success of Lagos State is largely dependent upon Igbos. The properties that are owned by Igbos in Lagos State is more than any other tribe in Nigeria. And so why they are attacking them doesn't even make sense. It's almost like biting the finger that feeds you,
Mm.
if you think about it. So it really doesn't make any sense, but it's just the politics of intimidation, Agbero type of politics, which came from, actually resonated from that particular place. And it is sad. It is sad. Why one Nigeria, we're clamoring for one Nigeria, yet within Nigeria, you see one tribe going against another tribe, so which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Are you
Yeah.
trying to intimidate the Igbo? Are you burning down their businesses because you don't want them to eat anymore? You don't want them to succeed anymore? Doesn't it affect the taxpayers in the nation? Doesn't it affect people that are trying to rebuild their cars? These are importers that you're destroying their businesses. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That kind of mentality is what we're trying to eradicate from Nigeria, so that the nation can move forward rather than being like a blind horse running around the mountain, moving but no progress in any way whatsoever. So we condemn it completely, and it should not happen. And I will say this actually, if they continue to do this, maybe Igbos need to get up and do what they usually do, because Igbos are not a pushover. When you push them so far, they will rise up too. So, but we don't advocate violence here, but we need to protect the lives of people and their
Yes, life
businesses.
protection is a fundamental human right. Everybody
That's
knows that.
right.
You have to protect your life, and property is a fundamental human right. And you don't
That's
have
right.
to apply to any court to protect your life. If you don't, you'll be
Exactly.
dead, and nobody will take care of a dead body. So it's very important. We should just make it clear that self-preservation is a fundamental human right. If someone should knock on your
Exactly.
door with cordials, you have a right to protect yourself with whatsoever weapon. Dr.
Can I,
Osita, help us
sorry,
make
Dr.
sense.
Shaka, can we
Yeah.
hear the governor of Lagos State answer to this whole thing happening? This Igbo trader shop being burnt. Is it okay to
Okay.
play the
After
video?
that, Dr. Osita will help us make sense out of all these things we are saying.
To the extent that we do all of this identify trainings and bringing skills out, we also don't have rules over who comes into Lagos at what point. We don't have a border post at Ojota or anywhere coming into Lagos. So we usually have a challenge to know where are all of these people coming from. Because for us, a Lagos that is a center of excellence must continue to speak to that excellence in every sense of it. It's a place where people come in, do business, do well, and they can create wealth for themselves and their family and the ecosystem, the community in which they live. That is our primary, driver, right? Any other thing that comes out will be a distraction for us, right, which we will need to deal. So to answer your question very well, it's condemnable, and I totally condemn it. It's not acceptable. It's not something that any, forward-looking government will want to condemn it.
Well, thank you very much. The governor could say that in front of camera, but what is happening behind is different. Dr. Osita, we have information in our studio that the Lagos State government is trying to do everything to scuttle this election, and that malpractices will be rife. And of course, they've tried to separate the Yorubas from the Igbos when all of them belong to Labour Party, and they're thinking of their future rather than the selfish lot we've had in the past years. How do you make sense out of all this, Dr. Osita?
Please unmute. Unmute, please.
Yeah, we all make this mistake of thinking that Yorubas in Lagos would rather prefer a Yoruba governor. It's not true. It's not true. When you get really down to it, the sensible Lagosians who are looking for Lagos for prosperity, they are looking for a governor that will provide them the environment to get there. That is why I was surprised that Shegun Shoba was saying that he was shocked that people did not vote APC in Ikoyi. People did not vote APC on the island. The mistake he makes is that he thinks that Ikoyi and Victoria Island are still Yorubas. As a matter of fact, there are more Igbos and foreigners, Americans and Britons and whatever, that are on these islands than Yorubas themselves. The very few ones are the kings of banks and businessmen. But what I'm saying, in effect, is that if they try to create a dichotomy between these two tribes, they forget also too that the ones that make majority, which will be the Igbos, are the ones that also harbor any other tribe that is not Yoruba. That's how Lagos works. So when you find a collection of people in a community of Lagosians, and they are talking about developing Lagos, the people who are really dealing with redevelopment in Lagos are the non-Yorubas. If you go to Iseleko, for instance, you see talks and area boys playing. They're all playing. Everybody's trying to take from the people who have already succeeded. But the ones who are in Lagos to do business are the ones who are helping Lagos grow. All the taxes, let me say 70% of the taxes paid in Lagos are paid by these non-Lagosians, so to speak. So let's not make the mistake of thinking that if you leave Yoruba to just Igbos, sorry, if you leave Lagos to Igbos and Yorubas, that something might happen to the Igbos. The Igbos have the upper hand. They own where the businesses come from. Balogo, Aspamda, and so on and so forth.
But the question is, will they come out to vote this Saturday? Or they have been intimidated enough? Well, we will go on a short break. I said right now we'll go on a short break. When we return, we will want to see who is likely to win what state in Lagos, in Osun, sorry, in Oyo, in Rivers, those states that are contesting for gubernatorial. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. It's still Echo News. We give you the facts and analysis concerning issues around Africa. Today, we're centering on Nigeria, the most populous country in Nigeria, and we're still talking about the election. Now we want to go to regional elections. And of course, we've started discussing Lagos State, and is in terms of economy is the largest in Nigeria. In terms of size, the smallest or thereabout. And but the population is about 22 million. Whoever rules Lagos is ruling the largest sixth economy in Africa, and so it's vital. And the president ruling without Lagos is like having tea without sugar, if I may use that word. Bidi, let's start with you again. Bidi, tell us more. What do you think is going to happen this Saturday? Do you think it will be peaceful? Or do you think the Agberos in Lagos will intimidate people with cordials and machetes? And if so, what are the things in place?
Let me be frank with you. The coming election, the gubernatorial election in Lagos is not going to be easy. One, the Nigerian youth now realize the power they have. You understand? The 25th February election have now proven to them that they actually have the power. So a lot of them are ready to come out and rescue their country, which they started on 25th of February. So it's not going to be easy in Lagos. You know why I say that? The governorship candidates, so if you look at what is happening in Lagos now, there is fever, what we call election fever. Sanwo-Olu has been doing what they've not been doing before. Now, somebody came to tell one Omolara came to tell Sanwo-Olu that your problem is that you people don't come to terms with realities of life. You people are attacking the Igbo, thinking that Igbos are your problem, that Igbos are the people who vote out Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is not true. That the Yorubas are actually tired of your topiary kind of politics in Lagos. Now, have you forgotten the NSAS? Have you forgotten the way you killed the daughters and sons of Yorubas? Have you forgotten the forceful evictions you did to people? Have you forgotten the impounding of people's vehicle and selling it off like as if they did not buy it with money? And so many other things. Have you forgotten the palliative, the COVID-19 palliative they sent to you people? It's not your money. It's not your country money. This is an international money sent to you, and you people went and stuck it out somewhere rather than giving it to people to eat. Some of your cabinets using it to do party souvenirs. So those are the things. Now they've opened their warehouse. They've now asked people to come and take their cars, those impounded cars, for free. You understand? So
how
many
will a government do that when some people allegedly committed crimes? Now you are saying come and collect your cars. Is unheard of. Free of charge.
yes,
I mean, is election so fraudulent in Nigeria up to that level?
because they know they are losing this election, because it's not just the Igbos. Their focus is on the wrong people. Their focus, the main people, the real Yorubas, like you said, the real Yoruba who want the classy Lagos, who want the healthy Lagos, who want the neat and the excellent Lagos, said they don't want you people again. Now, another means they've started attacking some governorship gubernatorial candidates. The one in Badebo in the Labour Party, they've started attacking him. There's now an attack on his life. The guy is hiding. Now they started this tribal politics, saying that he's not a Yoruba guy, that his mother is Igbo, his father is Igbo. And they have traced the origin of this guy to sixth generation. He's from the royal palace of Lagos State. And the people that are doing this thing, they are not even Lagosian.
Don't worry,
Yes.
Bidi. In Nigeria, once you are in politics, just forget where you come from. Your life is, if you are old enough to know about Shugaba, every Nigerian
But
politician
that's the
knows
kind
that
of
you will
politics they are
chase him
using
out of
against people
Nigeria.
in Lagos State now. That's what they
Yeah,
are using against Lagos people in
it's one
Lagos
of those
now.
tactics. I just find it difficult to understand. I live in England, and I wonder if they want to have an election, and the Conservative Party, who is ruling now, should say, I shouldn't pay my parking tickets anymore. What a wonderful place it will be. But let's just move on. Dr. Osita, you are still on the ground before I come to my guys in diaspora. Tell us around the country, what do you think will happen in Rivers? Rivers, we understand, is a very naughty one now. The central executive have dissolved, Labour Party have dissolved their Rivers State executive because they collapsed their structure. But the woman representing Labour Party is sound, is excellent, is ready to rule. But what is going on in Rivers, Dr. Osita?
If you take the indices of the kind of candidacy that Labour Party has put forward for these elections for 2025 and February 11, these are quality materials. As a matter of fact, they are looking at the quality change overboard. Nigeria, if we get it right and look at Labour as a party and their candidates, that's fantastic. But something happened before the presidential. People came out and said, I will vote Pius for presidency. I will vote Michael for
Governorship.
governorship. I will vote Felix for National
House of
Assembly.
Assembly.
House of Assembly. That is the mentality that is not right. A party ideology should be what you'll be looking at across board for the candidates, because they have established the ideology and they have also taken time to find people who fit in the different states. So in answer to your question, we are looking at a Labour Party candidature across where they made huge impact during the presidentials. Because the same people who voted for Labour Party in these states are going to return to the polling votes to say, this is what I did before, I want to do it again. I cannot vote Labour, for presidency and vote PDP for gubernatorial, because it does not make sense.
The ideology is Mama, Papa, Pekin. We want their life to improve.
What do they have to offer?
Hospital.
Who is leading them? Look at what P2B did. Even in the trauma of being being forced to lose an election that he won, he is visiting people who make history during the elections. He actually visited the lady who was stabbed in the eye. He visited 2 or 3 families, in the hinterland, telling them that this is your victory. So this patch you wear on your face is the patch that you're going to show to your children and your children's children for how you change the history of this country. And then he went to the governorship candidate in Lagos State. That killed Lagosians. It nearly ruined them because he went and sat with him, and it was clear that Labour Party has become one, which people never thought would happen. They've become one, and the Peter Obi movement has now been what you might call diffused into Labour Party.
Okay, let me help you put it the way we will put it in political science. Labour Party has now moved from non-structure to organic structure, where everything is developing, and we used to see. So anyway, don't pay me for that. Maki Milan, what's going on in Oyo State? Sheyi Makinde nodded to the presidency of Tinubu, but all the senatorial seats went to APC. Was it not foolish not to have promoted Atiku? Of course, he was one of the G5, and all the other 3 G5 members who contested senatorial election, having been governors for eight years, they lost their senatorial seat. Is Sheyi Makinde going to lose that seat because it appears Teslim Folarin, who is also a renowned politician, could it be the next governor in Oyo State?
One thing is very obvious: politicians are cocky. The British man says cocky. Sly fox and all these very strange behaviors reside in very bad politicians. Sheyi Makinde is hopefully will be going out. Taslim is pulling weight, and he played a very bad one with the PDP and all that. So what we are just studying from here is him bowing down to Tinubu last time is a sign of how cocky he is, and that's how a lot of them is. Wike is on the other end doing his own too, you know. So these are dirty politicians, and they should be shamed for their ways. This is not politics they're playing. They are just playing African wicked-hearted maneuvering, and they call it politics, democracy.
Okay. We will be talking about it for the remaining minutes. We just have so many things to discuss. Dr. Ibe, please, the Supreme Court has ruled that the old Naira currency should go side by side with the new till the end of the year 2023. But reports shown by Tribune, shown by other papers, the reports say that the fuel stations, they are rejecting it. The traders are rejecting the old currency, and they are just asking, well, go and look for the new currency. It appears that the Supreme Court has not made any difference, even when Bola Tinubu, who presumed that was done against him, has won as far as INEC was concerned. So what's going on here?
Yes, when I mentioned it before, maybe BD didn't receive or wasn't very receptive to what I was saying about the powers and balance of powers, right? There's a way you can focus on things instead of the main structure, being strategic in a way that will give you the result you need rather than just, struggling with the feet under the water. At least when the duck does it, it stays afloat. But it's not every time that you do all those efforts that will really the kind of results you want. But before I get to that, I want to share something very interesting. A mathematician has probably come up with the answers to all our problems and all our questions. So he has put it in the form of a question. Let me ask you, and also our viewers who are watching, and I believe they will be able to probably give their opinions. So the question, I put it on my Facebook. The question goes like this. If C, the letter C, is found in CBN, PHCN, NDDC, NYC, NCDC, EFCC, NMPC, APC, NCDC, then what is C?
Well, this is an international television. I wouldn't like to say what comes to my mind.
Okay. So we've given them a chance. We've given them a chance to we've given them a chance to say it. I put it on my Facebook page. So a lot of people have been commenting. Some said it's capacity plus. Some said it's corruption. Some said it's criminals. But okay, this is just to lighten up the mood. but to lighten up the mood, right? I think the results speak for itself. But let's wait to the end of the governorship. let's wait to the end of the governorship election. Let us know whether the BVAS. No, I'm speaking because 305 billion naira have been spent on election, and the ratio that is the in the world in advanced countries, the budget for election is $1 per citizen. The INEC budgeted 5 point something dollar per citizen, targeting 100 million voters. So 305 billion have been spent on this election, only for results not to be uploaded, BVAS not to work, and some people are talking about formatting the BVAS now. It's really not fun, even though we are trying to make the mood lighter here. When I speak about the election working, let's see how the governorship election works. I'm really curious because a lot of money have been spent. That is about 0.5% of our annual GDP. If we agree that we make about 400 billion to 500 billion per year in annual GDP of Nigeria, then taking 305 billion naira, which is equivalent to close to $1 billion, a fraction of $1 billion, that is significant. That's a tax on everybody. So I really hope that the election pans out correctly.
Sir George, in Toronto, what can we do to make Nigerian traders accept the Supreme Court verdict, take and spend the old currency as a legal tender until the 31st of December? Unmute yourself.
Oh.
Okay.
What we need to do is to get a real president to come out and tell the people that it is okay for you guys to continue spending that money, because there is a serious confusion going on all over the place. We don't know who is who. We don't know what is the executives or the judiciary. The judiciary will say, the executives will come out, the president will come out and say something different, contrary to what the court have decided. So, whose reports are you going to believe is what the traders are asking you today. Should I accept all this naira and tomorrow the president of the country, before he leaves office, and say, tell you, well, all the naira that you have accepted is no longer acceptable in the bank? People are confused. They're only trying to save themselves from the political confusion and that is going on in the country. So that's the problem. Whose reports are you going to believe? Is it the president or the CBN, or is it the judicial Justice Department? So
or DSS.
Or DSS. Whose report are you going to believe?
As a political scientist, I think our federation has been challenged. The Nigeria operates the federal form of government, where we have the federal government, the state government, and the local government, and they all have their own authorities and powers. But at the same time, we have the arms of the executive, legislature, executive, and judiciary. It appears that the judiciary has been corroded to the minds of the average man, that their directive is not automatically acceptable to the citizens. I hear in England, if the Supreme Court verdict should be released, or any High Court verdict, it takes immediate effect. But in Nigeria, it appears the citizens do not take them seriously enough to be able to receive it. And what Buhari has said has been tending to operate. Now, in other places, the supreme nature of federal state takes a load of precedence, and it appears that it's taking place in Nigeria. But at the same time, the Supreme Court can override the federal executive. It has not done so in Nigeria. So it's a new phenomenon bringing our federation into his knees. We'll just move from there. Dr. Sita, you now have a new United Kingdom High Commissioner in Abuja. His name is Dr. Montgomery. He's replacing Miss Liang. How are you people receiving your new visitor? We can't hear you.
It's a warm welcome yet. We are trying to host him to our environment of friendship. But the good thing
Yes.
about it is that, yes, is that the transition has been very smooth. The immediate past has been briefing him, and then what we expect is that he's going to learn his ropes and then find Nigeria to be the place that he has to help put in order. Because what the British says about Nigeria is important to our leaders. It's like their playbook. And then if that is not well written, then there's trouble. Let me
Miss
also
Le-
say,
Miss Lang appears to be very, very friendly with the average Nigerian.
yes,
She's living, but I can assure you the British government right now is very serious about people crossing the ocean to the United Kingdom. And only yesterday, the law came into effect that if you come by boat to England from wherever and you are seeking asylum, you'll be returned by the same boat. So how is Dr. Montgomery going to handle this?
yeah, that's the point I was going to make. It is not just for migration only.
Mm,
We have a business community, Nigerian business community, who on a weekly basis they crisscross the UK and Nigeria. And this is not just because they've been doing it before. It is because it is still viable. It is something that we consider very important to us. Tourism and trade,
mm.
they are very important. The issue of migration, if you qualify to go to Britain, please go. But don't take the risk of going to travel by by ship under the radar. So
Okay.
what we're looking at is a very fruitful relationship,
All
and
right.
we're looking at things that would be able to help us grow.
Thank you so much. Sir George, I know you live in a country that is still under the Commonwealth of Nations with a serious tie to England. Is there any reason why the British High Commissioner was changed at a time Nigeria is trying to change its president?
Well, I'm not quite sure. You have a new prime minister, who's looking into the issues in some of the colonial uh, countries that were colonized by England. So basically, what I'm thinking is that this is my own opinion, that they have looked at the volatility in Nigeria and seen what is really going on, and they need a strong arm, somebody who can actually come and bring the mandate of British government strongly to Nigeria, because they need somebody who can handle this situation. They don't need not that the woman was very friendly. I liked her, and for a reason best known to them, they're removing her and bringing somebody else.
Yeah,
So
maybe because she has spent almost 5 years. She came in 2018, leaving in 2023. Marky Milan, do you have anything to input on this one, on Miss Lang leaving?
Well, nothing much. We know countries make bilateral. Listen, Nigeria has bilateral agreements with the UK, and under that agreement, there are conditions and things stipulated. So also, an envoy or an ambassador doesn't stay. There's a time limit for that too. But before we go on, yesterday, the INEC, now we're coming back to the election, INEC promised again the BVAS will be used for Saturday. So I don't know if we have the time, Dr. Shagun, to hear from the mouth of a man so that we can have all these evidence when they go the other way. Is it okay
But
to run
the question is, will it be formatted? Once you format your laptop or your computer, then you crash everything to start again. I think that's the issue. And in any case, he gave some
Yes.
statements in Chatham House that he did not keep up to.
Yes, he did that. From a technical expertise side that I also work in, there are ways you can format hard disks and these gadgets. I don't know how they are going to format.
How many seconds? How many seconds?
Even when you format, things can still be derived, can still be taken out from a formatted gadget.
It's tampering with evidence.
But it's tampering
That's
with
exactly
evidence.
what it is. Exactly.
Tampering
I
with
think leave this man out. The INEC chairman has nothing to tell us. BD, what will you be saying to those who are voting on Saturday?
What I will be telling to Nigerians who will be voting on Saturday, don't be intimidated by anyone. This intimidation they're using is just to make you not to vote for their candidate. Go out there, vote for whoever you want to vote. And Nigerians should not allow INEC to format that beaver. If they format it, everything we are saying or doing or going to court, it's gone.
Okay, I'm going to allow everybody to say something in 30 seconds each, and I'm going to stop you, and we'll close this episode of today. Dr. Ibis, you have 30 seconds. What will you be telling Nigerians?
I'll be telling Nigerians basically the feelings you feel today, this very moment, are shared feelings. And we understand the sense of disenfranchisement and the distrust we have in the whole process based on not achieving what we want. But we have to keep struggling. A luta continua, Victoria Seta. We have to keep trying to make sure we get what we want, and that's by coming out in votes to vote the right candidates and making sure that our votes count. Also, bring your phones, take evidence. Most of the video evidence that you've taken are what is being used today in court. Bring power bank, bring phones, make sure you have enough space in your memory.
Bring generator.
Take videos if you can afford it, please, so that we have all the evidence.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Ibi. Sir George in Toronto, 30 seconds.
Well, the same. I'm gonna just say the same thing that Dr. Ibe said. Don't lose hope. Nothing good comes easy. If it's easy, everybody will be doing it. Remain resilient. Go out there. Make sure if the government that you want to take over that you voted for before, vote for that particular party again, because they have this similar ideology that will bring Nigeria to a country that the world will be proud of and we will be proud of. So go out there and vote.
Thank you, sir. Maki Milan, what will you be telling Nigerians? This Saturday is crucial to their grassroots life.
Yes, this Saturday is crucial to their grassroots. All I'm saying again is we did it last time. What they did last 25th February is epic. It's extraordinary, and it's not gone. That thing is still there. So let's do it again. Let's change our lives. Let's bring a new Nigeria. Thank you.
Dr. Sita in Abuja.
Yeah, I think they should be prepared. They saw last time that people who went there 8 a.m. stayed till 8 a.m. the next day, Sunday. Let them not just think that it's going to be till 2 p.m. and they go home. It is time now for us to go to the real end. And I wish us all the best of luck. Thank you.
BD, you know why I'm bringing you last? Because it's the International Women's Day. You have the floor.
Oh, I want to wish all the women all over the world, from Schengen Media Global News, Happy Women's Day. It is your day today. Remember who you are. You are a great human being. You are to create, nurture, and develop. Go out there and make the impact that you have been created to make. I know it's not easy being a woman in a male-dominated world, but don't allow that to deter you. Be strong. Be strong for people who you love, people who love you, people who you cherish. More especially, learn how to stand for what you believe in.
Well, we love you. We love you, BD, and all the women out there. But that's how far we can go today. Until Friday, where we bring you the latest. We say congratulations to all the women there, and God bless you all. We'll see you on Friday.